South Africa astonished the world in 1994 with its peaceful transition from apartheid to majority rule. And though the nation has made great strides in addressing the injustices and inequalities of its past since then, much remains to be done. Nelson Mandela served one term as president of the new South Africa. He paved the way for his deputy president, Thabo Mbeki, to become his successor in June of 1999. Today, with the ANC firmly established as the ruling party, South Africans from all across the social scale are voicing their opinions on key issues. And in the process, they're measuring the performance of their government.
I think South Africans are not disillusioned, but it's almost, I don't know, my own perception is that South Africans are very realistic about what the change could have meant. I think the people who are non-realistic are the people who come from outside and expect this kind of rainbow nation. I think South Africans are much more realistic about what the change means to them in that sense. I mean, when
I don't think
what
so.
the change should be, I think it's more
Khayelitsha.
like that, what the change should be.
But guys, take someone like Khayelitsha, who prior to 94 couldn't vote, and they were working as a domestic worker, the income was such and such and such and such. And here comes the government of the day and says, we will do this and this and this and this and this. Now it's the year 2002, this and this and this and this hasn't happened. And those people, I think, are disillusioned. Very much so, because the promises that have been made have not been met.
The majority of people are tired. And the only thing they do, our leaders, they come here when they need vote. After they vote, they're gone. No one is going to see them.
South Africa has the largest economy on the African continent. In terms of its purchasing power, it's the 20th largest economy in the world. However, half of the nation's population lives in dire poverty.
Given the dire poverty, 20 million of the 45 million people, 22 million, live in abject poverty in this country. The divisions between the rich and poor are enormous. I would value politicians do some symbolic act and say, when the president votes an increase in salary, that they put a moratorium on it. I think that if the ANC government make that symbolic act and say, we'll have a moratorium on salaries because we earn enough to live a middle-class lifestyle, they would win over the entire populace.
In recent years, the government has increased its efforts in consolidating public finances and restraining fiscal expenditures, but is feeling pressure to adjust its focus on the growing needs of the poor.
Why has the socio-economic conditions of the lower 50% to 21 million people, why has it deteriorated? I'll give two reasons. In the first place, we now realized that the legacy, the socio-economic legacy that was, so to speak, given by the apartheid regime to the new government was worse than anybody realized. After centuries of colonialism, segregation and apartheid. And the second reason is the government is by far not doing enough. It do not have an adequate poverty alleviation program.